Do you ever have like an amazing interview and then you reach the very end and the hiring manager's like, we'll be in touch. And all of a sudden you're like, we'll be in touch? Sounds good, right? Or does it? Truth is, it can mean a lot of different things. And in today's video, I'm going to break down what exactly it means from a recruiter's perspective, and also how you can kind of like understand specifically what that hiring manager is getting at based on some of the cues in the interview. Let's go. Okay, so first things first, this is not necessarily the kiss of death. So if you heard this and you're like, it's over for me. That's it, I'm not getting this job. Calm down. That's not necessarily the case. Sometimes we'll be in touch means exactly that. We'll be in touch to schedule next step, to get references, to give you an offer. Sometimes that's what it legitimately means. So here's what I recommend you do. When you hear that, you leave, wait, 3 to 5 days before you follow up. That day, send a polite thank you email specifically referencing something from that interview. But when it's all said and done, wait 3 to 5 days before actually following up and seeing what next steps are. Okay, the other thing that it could be the cowardly brush off. It's them thinking, hey, it's not you, it's us. This isn't gonna work out, but they are too cowardly to say it. Some of the signs that this is the case in the interview, if it ends abruptly, if all of a sudden after you say something, they seem to change their interest from being more interested to less interested. If it goes shorter than it was scheduled for, and at the end they say, let's be in touch or we'll be in touch, that right there is a sign that they're probably not going to move forward. So here's my advice. If that happens to you, still send a thank you email, and then maybe like 3 to 5 days later, try to follow up. If they do not respond, move on with your life, apply to other things. Energy is really important. You don't want to be wasting your energy on someone who clearly isn't going to move forward with you and hasn't prioritized being polite and respectful. And by the way, speaking of polite and respectful, it would be so polite and respectful if you hit that like button, and it would help me a ton. Now here's the big one, the maybe. Sometimes it truly is a maybe. I can tell you from 15 years in recruitment that it is often not black or white, it's a shade of gray. They have a great interview and they're like, I don't know if this is the candidate. Yeah, I'm not sure. Now, maybe this is the person. That maybe candidate has gotten so many offers in my experience. I've seen so many people that they were on end up being the candidate they hired. And the reason is, hiring managers, this is kind of a secret, are not that good at this. They're not great at interviewing. They're not very decisive when it comes to hiring for their team. Sometimes they don't know what they're looking for. This is true of recruiters and HR professionals too. So sometimes when they say, we'll be in touch, you are still going to get an offer, okay? So remain positive in this situation. Send that same thank you email. Follow up 3 to 5 days later. It's all you can do at this point, because sometimes this truly is a maybe that turns into a yes. Sometimes it turns into a no, but sometimes it turns into a yes. Now, if this happens to you all the time and then you just end up getting ghosted, you're probably pretty frustrated, but you should also watch this video, because in this video, I explain why ghosting happens and why it might specifically be happening to you. So I'm done here, but I'll see you over there.